Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 9th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi. I'm here petting Mahalo, who's just right off camera. We're coming to you from bed because that is what my inner child wanted today and because I have a cat on my lap so I can't move. And we are building into that eclipse tomorrow. So our energy mantra for today, as we build into this energy, is my vibration expands with love. And that's what I really believe is the focus ultimately of this eclipse. Is Nikki and I were singing in GPS the other day, Total Eclipse of the Heart. And to me, it's total eclipse of the heart in the way of like it's removing, like Rumi says, request, I can't get it quite right, but like is not for love, but to remove the barriers we have built against it. And I feel like this is what we are eclipsing. This is what we're working in this energy, removing those barriers, removing those places where we have not loved ourselves and where we are not allowing ourselves to love others based on these barriers that we've built, these walls that we've built. It's never about walls, right? Anyways, so we have the moon moving into Leo today. So the inner child process, the process of the heart is up big time. And again, this is not about anybody's outside walls. This is about our own. This is about personal process. The astrology always points us back to our own personal process. And when I think of this inner child energy, is a meme that I've seen, which has this little girl spinning, she's dancing, and she's like, yeah, I'm a little crazy, but that's okay, they know me here. And that's kind of this feeling that we have. So this moon in Leo is building to an opposition with the sun in Aquarius. That's what's going to bring about the full moon. That's what's going to bring about this eclipse energy. Aquarius, has so many various themes. The theme of our vibration, the theme of channeling, connecting to, consciousness outside of our own consciousness. But there's also that feeling of tribe, Aquarius is about humanity and, all of us as a community. And so one of the things that popped up for me in this last week is that feeling of tribe. And I had a crazy realization that I'm going to bring to you because you may resonate with this and because I was told to bring it forward. So I'm going to. So the realization of your tribe. So I grew up in New York. I was born in New York and I moved in the middle of 7th grade. And I had wonderful friends in New York and I didn't want to leave New York when we had to move. Like I was like, I'm not moving to California. I don't want to move to California. This is terrible. This is destroying my life. Very dramatic, teen, preteen, 7th grader, hormonal girl. Like, no, I'm not moving. We moved to California. I was miserable. And then I went to school and immediately met people, twins, who became my best friends and who are still in my life today and still my best friends. And it was in that moment that there was a clicking into place where I realized I had met Soul Tribe. Before, my friends, while lovely and beautiful, I'd never really felt exactly like home because I had never met my tribe and I had never had somebody be able to reflect me in a way that these friends suddenly understood me, were able to reflect me. And I feel like there's an essence of this longing coming forward for people with this energy, with this eclipse, like the desire for that soul tribe, those people who don't fill your holes, but who just reflect you in such a way that suddenly you recognize that you have been seen. And so you may be feeling that. And I invite you to create that, call that in your life. Or if you have that, if you have met those people, celebrate that energy that they bring to you, are offering to you, because that's a thing. That's a major thing, to be seen, to be understood. And I think that's something that our inner child is longing for all of us. I think many of us have put barriers, like we have to find these barriers that we've put up against love, these barriers that we've put up against even seeing ourselves in that own divine reflection. And from here, we can expand in love. When we can see ourselves, when we can love ourselves wherever we are at in any given place, you can move from that place and expand your vibration and heal and change the world. It really is love. That is the greatest power of all that can heal and change the world. So that being said, the moon moving through Leo, building to that eclipse, which is happening tomorrow, which is happening on Friday or Saturday, depending where you live. We are building by making beautiful connections, mostly easy connections. We have an opposition early in the day between Mercury in Aquarius and the moon in Leo. But to me, this is going to be about getting beyond those thought patterns that have caused those compartmentalizations of your soul, those compartmentalizations of your light, and instead recognizing the fullness, the expansion, I'm trying to say two words at once. The expansiveness. I'm trying to say expansiveness. Expansiveness of your light, of your love, without the judgments of the mind, without the constructs of the mind. This is beyond mind in this energy that we're rising into. We have these patterns. These patterns based on these projections that we have taken on. You should, or you are, from people over the years. And it's saying, hey, you are not. What you are is divine creativity. You are this energy. And so it's time to call in this energy. And I love this because one of the things that we talked about is that energy of nurturing yourself. And here we have the Divine Mother. We have the Empress energy, which is calling in your ability to nurture yourself, to be the parent to your inner child, and let go of those projections, whatever they may have been, that have built those walls, that have built those constructs. The moon is then going to meet up with Venus in Aries, 4 degrees, that revolution, evolution. And to me, that's where that's bringing in that element. Where is it that I belong? Well, you belong with Soul Tribe. And if you have not met your pieces of Soul Tribe, or even if you don't have your pieces of Soul Tribe, you are also your Soul Tribe. So recognizing yourself right here, right now, as your tribe, and honoring yourself, honoring your inner child as such, will be so powerful in this energy. But you may have a little revolution, evolution. You may have some moments of doubt, of self-worth stuff coming up in and through that energy. Now, part of eclipses is allowing yourself to process whatever feels come up. That's part of the moon energy. Feels. Feeling energy will pop up. So just as you would nurture a child if they were like, I don't know if I have any friends. I don't know if I have Soul Tribe. Well, you do. You do have Soul Tribe. Everybody has Soul Tribe. But how would you comfort a child that came to you in that time of need? And do that for yourself in and through this energy. The sun today is going to be connecting to Uranus at 21 degrees. So that's going to be powerful as Uranus rules Aquarius, which is where the sun is. So that's 21 degrees, expansive, expanding the idea of your I am, expanding and creating the idea of your I am. And part of this is going to be just going with the flow. It's not going to be about the projections. It's not going to be about the mental stuff. It's going to be about the allowing. The flow happens when you allow your vibration, your full expansiveness of your soul shine. I was talking soul shine to a client this morning, will come out if you can be in the flow, if you can be in this moment with yourself. It's going to be up to you, though, to allow this expansiveness of your I am, the expansiveness of your heart, the expansiveness of your love vibration that you have the capability of bringing forth. It's going to be up to you to allow this energy. And, if you don't, Uranus is going to find a way to evolution it, because that's what Uranus does. So, do you take the easy way of allowing, or are you gonna fight it and, hold on to this way? Are you gonna make it the burden? Are you gonna walk up the mountain? It reminds me of one of my favorite poems, Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You don't have to crawl 40 miles in the desert to prove that you are worthy. Just your beingness proves that you are worthy. How are you gonna do it? It's up to you. It's up to your flow. Finally, the moon is going to meet up with Mars. I love this combination actually for this day. Mars is at 9 degrees. That is that degree of passion. So Mars in Aries is already blooming, full-blown passion. And then that energy, adding a little 9 to it, adding in the sun or the moon energy in Leo. Fiery, passionate. You may have a desire to connect in fiery, passionate ways. I urge you in whatever you do to allow allow it to be this divine creativity in whatever manner. So whether it's through dancing, whether it's through some expression of your personal soul shine, whether it's connecting with a loved one, or art, some kind of expression, this energy is ripe for your creativity and expression. It's taking us right into tomorrow and that moon. So work with that and work with that passion surfacing. There also could be that energy of frustration, especially if your inner child is not feeling good. So if you are feeling that, how can you channel this into your passion? How can you recognize, I just got a foot on me. He's like, are you done yet? I need pets. How can you recognize, here's the fluffy tail. How can you recognize where you may be suppressing some of your divine creativity and bring it forward? And speaking of that, I pulled the best card. I think twins will love this. Twin flame energies, the guys that are watching. Inner child tarot cards, the fairy tale tarot, and I pulled the best card, and this to me is like, this is the total eclipse of this eclipse of the hearts. I pulled the Ace of Hearts, and it is the essence of true love is, above all, faith. Faith in the ineffable reverence that grows out of the union with beloved. This beloved can be with your inner self, your inner child, or another human soul. In order to express empathy for another, we must be secure in self-love in one's own heart. In this card, two mermaids joyously push a winged heart up from the sea. It is offered as an inspired sunrise, expansive sunrise. Some soul shine going on right there, by the way. Touching the golden light of the sky, this heart reveals the acceptance of love at the highest level, for the heart is the vessel of life, adorned with wings of spiritual freedom. An ace in any suit is positive. This card affirms a new opportunity in the realm of love is rising out of the depths of the past, symbolized by the ocean, symbolized by our emotions. The ocean, the water, the moon, all connects in. This dream may be, or this new love may be a person, an idea, a realization of a dream, or a new creative endeavor. There's that creativity thing again. Open your heart to what this card offers you, because it holds the key to exploring the higher dimensions of universal love. Have faith in love, for it can comfort you in times of crisis. Love is an eternal flame whose steady light can always guide you during times of personal darkness. Love is always there and never will abandon you. And that's true. Your love is always there. It will never abandon you. And it reminds me of this song by Trevor Hall. My yoga teacher keeps playing, and it's like, yes. And you can't rush your healing. Darkness, it's not, I can't remember what the word is. It rhymes, but like darkness, the shadow, this pain has a purpose in this, and love is never leaving. And so that's, the overall message. You are love. One of my other teachers, he's like, your heart is beating. You are love. You are there. Tap into that. And so as we build into this eclipse, hold that space for yourself. And as you hold that space for yourself, it will grow and it will expand and it will be moved beyond the limitations, any of the walls, any of the barriers that we've put up between us. So that's it for today, taking us into that eclipse tomorrow. You can book a reading at GaiaBlooming.com, or I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.